Chapter 4. The Sub-Basement. The sub-basement air tasted of dust, cold metal, and old decisions nobody had wanted to finish. Lena pushed through first, phone held low so the beam stayed under the security cameras. Behind her, Matt dragged the small, wheeled transport case with both hands. The case rattled once on the threshold, and both of them froze. Above them, somewhere past the stairwell in the lab floor, a door slammed. Matt eased the case over the lip. Inside it, strapped under foam and thermal wrap, was the first skull, NEP-001, the Paracas specimen Tessa had sent 3 weeks earlier. Matt had grabbed it from the clean cabinet while Lena took the hard drive and drilled sample. For once, his panic had helped.
I hate this case,
he whispered.
I hate that I am touching this case. I hate that this case now feels important to me.
Keep it quiet.
I know.
Lena shot him a look, but it did not have much force. Her own hands were shaking. Concrete corridors ran in 3 directions beneath the building. Exposed pipes crawled overhead. Somewhere beyond the walls, refrigeration compressors cycled unevenly, turning the dark into something that seemed to breathe. The sub-basement barely appeared on staff maps. It held old freezers, skeletal reference material, failed grant purchases, and boxes of human remains caught between research value, repatriation law, and institutional embarrassment. Where the dead keep their secrets. Tessa had written that line. Lena had told her not to romanticize the work. Tessa had said the work would romanticize itself if no one was watching. Tessa had been Lena's father's last graduate student before the cancer, and Lena's first friend after. Lena pulled the folded slip from her coat pocket. She had torn it open in the stairwell, but now, under the cold phone light, she saw what fear and motion had hidden. The paper was double-layered. She peeled the top sheet back and found a second card sealed underneath. B12, 0419. If Ferretus comes, do not surrender either specimen. Trust evidence before institutions. Trust humility before certainty. TN. Matt read over her shoulder.
Tessa planned for something like this,
Matt said.
She committed to keeping us alive.
Lena said.
Those can both be true,
Matt said. Lena turned the card over. A thin sticker clung to the back, the sort used in old equipment cabinets before the university upgraded to badge readers. The printed code matched the card. B12, 0419. The line read like an instruction.
B12 is a room,
Lena said.
A buried archive under the lab,
Matt said. They moved. The corridor bent past maintenance lockers and a chained cage of obsolete servers. Lena counted door numbers as they passed. B06, B08, mechanical. The phone vibrated in her hand. Keep moving. Lab terminal accessed. 2 men entering service stairs. Lena nearly dropped the phone. The voice read like Calder. The rhythm of keep moving sounded more like Tessa, which only meant Lena was tired enough to start hearing dead women on text.
Text only,
she said when Matt looked over. They reached a sign so old the letters had yellowed under plastic. Archival Storage B, restricted. Below it, a newer placard had been bolted crookedly to the wall. Human remains, legacy holdings, access by custodian only. Lena stopped.
I am the custodian,
she said.
On paper. When I took over the ancient DNA unit, the university moved the unreconciled skeletal collection under my compliance portfolio. I thought it meant audit responsibility, not secret skull drawers.
Another thud carried through the stairwell wall. Closer. Lena tried the main badge reader. Red. Of course. Her university access recognized her as custodian in reports and liability paperwork, but not at doors that mattered. She turned to the old secondary reader below it. A dust line showed where most people had forgotten it existed. The slot was narrow, mechanical, and ugly. Tessa had not forgotten.
0419,
Lena said.
April 2019.
What happened in April 2019?
Matt asked.
Tessa did a repatriation survey here before I joined the department. She mentioned it once, said the university had a basement full of boxes nobody wanted to own.
Lena peeled the sticker from the card and pressed it over the lower corner of the old reader. Nothing happened. Matt stared down the hallway. The reader clicked. Inside the door, old hardware turned with a reluctant grind. The light above the frame flashed amber, then green. Matt's expression changed.
Tessa definitely knew this day was coming,
Matt said.
Or she knew one like it might.
Lena said. Lena opened the door, and cold air spilled over them. Archival Storage B12 looked less like a room than a memory built from stainless steel. Cabinets lined 3 walls. Some were modern, gasketed and barcoded. Others were older, with paper labels browning beneath strips of tape. A rolling ladder ran along a ceiling track. The refrigeration unit in the far corner vibrated through the floor in a low, uneven note that Lena felt in her knees. The note was wavelength. Matter doing what matter did under the second law of thermodynamics. Dissipating, settling, returning what had been put into it. Her father had thought matter did one more thing as well, and had quoted Paul at her once. The whole creation groaneth and travaileth in pain together until now. She had told him that was an excellent description of graduate school. Matt pulled the NEP-001 transport case inside and shut the door softly behind him. Lena swept the flashlight across the cabinet labels. B12-0380, B12-0402, B12-0416. She found the drawer on the far wall at shoulder height. B12-0419. The label beneath the number had been half scraped away. Under the residue, faint type remained. Paracas. Unverified. Hold pending review. Lena touched the handle but did not pull. Her training asserted itself through the panic. Document first, disturb last. She raised the phone and photographed the drawer, label, room number, and access card. Matt was already watching the door.
Then you get 15 seconds and we run,
Matt said.
30 seconds.
Lena said.
You get 15,
Matt said. She pulled, and the drawer slid open with a soft metal sigh. At first, the beam caught only white cloth. Then the cloth shifted in the air from the refrigeration unit, and bone appeared beneath it. Another skull. This skull was smaller than the first, more weathered-looking in a way that had nothing to do with color. Fine cracks crossed the left parietal bone. The cranial vault was elongated, but not by the flattening or banding she knew from cultural modification. The sutures held a strange tension, as if the skull had grown around pressure from within rather than force from without. A tag lay beside it. Ariston Repository, Legacy Hold, Object ID NEP-000, Origin, Paracas Region, Peru. Status, Do Not Catalog, Do Not Digitize, Custodial Review Only. Lena read the tag twice.
NEP-000.
0,
Matt said.
Not the skull Tessa sent.
Lena said.
NEP-001 was first in our hands. This is earlier, hidden here before tonight.
And Ariston Repository?
Matt asked.
Legacy holdings under my unit. Not a secret library. Not my consent.
So we have Skull 1 in the case and Skull 0 in the basement archive.
Do not call it that.
Lena said.
I can remember 1 and 0.
Formal labels stay on the evidence.
Lena said.
When we are running, it is Skull 1 and Skull 0.
Beside NEP-000 rested a narrow vial clipped into foam, sealed and labeled in Tessa's tight handwriting. NEP-000, retained powder. Compare only if NEP-001 activates external interest. Lena's throat tightened. Tessa had not merely known this drawer existed. She had expected someone to come for the first skull. The phone buzzed again. Do not trust anyone claiming Veritas authority. A second message followed so fast it seemed part of the same breath. Simple map for the next 10 minutes. Veritas is the company door. Voss's people came through it. Someone else is trying to keep it shut. Lena looked from the message header to the emergency panel, then back toward the corridor.
Someone staged the old account before tonight,
she said. Matt's face changed.
So not a miracle,
Matt said.
An old administrator account with better timing than ethics. Tessa's kind of tripwire, if I am guessing. Not a rescue plan.
The sender field stayed blank. Not hidden. Blank. The way Tessa's old field messages had been blank when she wanted a warning to travel without carrying her name. Matt read it and looked at Lena.
Please say you know who Voss is.
No,
Lena said.
I was afraid of that.
Calder said Veritas was a research initiative. Tessa warned me about anyone reaching for the sample under the word Nephilim. Calder did both. Now someone inside Veritas is moving faster than he can control.
Lena pulled a clean evidence drape from the wall dispenser and laid it beside the drawer. Her mind tried to split in two. One part wanted to sequence, compare, photograph, understand. The other counted seconds by the muffled movement beyond the room. NEP-001 had come from Tessa as a formal museum loan, wrapped in ordinary paperwork and hidden urgency. NEP-000 had been waiting under Lena's own institutional custody, buried by a system that did not know what it held, or had been ordered not to know. It was a net tightening.
Matt, open your bag,
Lena said.
My bag is not rated for ancient remains.
The vial goes in the padded meter pouch.
Lena said.
The skull goes in the case with NEP-001.
Both in one case?
Matt asked.
Separated, wrapped, photographed.
Lena said.
It is safer than leaving one here.
Safer for us or safer for the skulls?
Matt asked.
Right now, those are the same question.
And legally?
Matt asked.
Legally,
Lena said.
Every step we take from here becomes something someone can challenge later, so we make it challengeable in daylight.
He did not argue again. Lena snapped on nitrile gloves and lifted the vial first. She photographed its label, placed it in Matt's pouch, then turned back to the drawer. She had handled the dead before. She had taught undergraduates to do it, without superstition and without contempt. Bone was not a person, but it had belonged to one. Her father would have crossed himself. Lena did not. But she found herself lowering her voice anyway.
I am sorry.
For taking it?
Matt asked.
For how long it has been here without a name.
Lena said. Matt's face changed. His fear did not leave, but it made room for something quieter.
Then let's not leave it for whoever is upstairs,
Matt said. Together, they lifted NEP-000 from the drawer. The skull weighed almost nothing. That made it worse. They set NEP-000 into the upper cradle of the transport case, wrapped in the clean drape and cushioned with foam dividers. NEP-001 remained below it, sealed in its original support. Lena wrote the labels in block letters on 2 strips of tape and fixed them where nobody could miss them. NEP-001, Tessa shipment, first skull. NEP000, B-12-0419. Second skull found in sub-basement. Matt watched her do it.
You are labeling for us or for future prosecutors?
Both.
Lena said.
One is Tessa's.
Lena said, pressing the first strip flat.
0 is Austin. If anyone says only numbers under stress, correct them.
Skull 1 and Skull 0,
Matt said.
Horrible names. Useful names.
Good. I hope someone reads it.
Lena said. The overhead light flickered, once, twice. Then the room dropped into emergency red. Matt's humor died. Outside the door, footsteps entered the corridor with them. Lena closed the transport case and latched it. The latch sounded too loud. Matt winced. On the other side of the wall, a man's voice spoke into a radio. The words blurred through the steel, but one came through clearly. B-12. Lena's phone vibrated against her palm. Loading dock cameras are dark for 4 minutes. Service exit may not hold. Then, bring both skulls. The living one is already in motion. Matt stared at the screen.
Both skulls I understand now. That is bad enough. What is the living one?
I don't know.
Lena said.
Okay,
Matt said. The door handle moved, tested once, and held. Lena looked at the old room layout mounted beside the cabinets. She had ignored it on the way in, thinking only of the drawer. Now the faded plan resolved into exits, corridors, and one narrow service passage behind the refrigeration unit. It was an equipment crawlspace leading toward the loading dock mechanical room. Tessa had sent them to a room with more than one way out. That was not prophecy. It was field work done by a woman who distrusted locked rooms.
There.
Lena said.
There is a wall there,
Matt said.
Access panel.
Lena said.
Of course there is,
Matt said. He grabbed the transport case handle and pulled. The wheels stuck on the floor drain for one awful second, then came free. The door handle moved again. A badge reader chirped outside. Red. A laugh rose from terror and stopped in her throat. Whoever they were, they did not have Tessa's key. She shoved aside a rack of empty cryo boxes and found the panel release behind it. The metal stuck until Matt slammed his shoulder into the edge. The panel popped inward with a cough of dust. Cold air rushed from the crawlspace.
I am going in the crawlspace.
Go.
Lena said. She ducked through first, phone in her teeth, one hand on the wall. Matt shoved the case after her, then squeezed in behind it. The access panel swung half shut. Through the remaining crack, Lena saw the B-12 door open. A man stepped inside, holding a compact flashlight low beside his weapon. Lena held her breath. His beam crossed the empty drawer. The tag beside B-12-0419 stirred in the refrigeration draft. For the first time since the storm began, Lena felt the shape of the thing hunting them. It was not curiosity. It was retrieval. Matt touched her shoulder once, asking without words if they should move. Lena nodded. They dragged both skulls into the dark, toward the loading dock, and whatever the living one meant. 2,000 miles to the south, the cargo plane had landed at a Pisco fuel depot a little before midnight. Iris had not stayed on it long. A mechanic with rain on his eyelashes and a daughter of his own had crouched beside a service cart and shown her, with his chin, the gap under a green van bound for Paracas. He had used the word salida and not asked her permission, which made her trust him more, not less. She did not know yet what was at the end of the road. She knew only that the hum under the ground was lower here, and that her grandmother would have said, the lower the hum, the older the stone, and the older the stone, the longer it had been waiting to say something nobody upstairs had bothered to listen for. Iris had decided, somewhere over the Pacific, that pointing was not the same as wanting. Pointing was just what Stone did when it was trying to say something nobody had taught her how to hear yet. She followed.